Hey guys, Creator Mom. I just wanted to mention one more thing. Yesterday I was thinking this phrase came up in my mind that like where the problem is, the solution is right around there too. And then it just made me think, oh my God, it's like the woods, right? Like they say that when you're poisoned by a specific plant, supposedly, I gotta look more into this, but I think I've heard this, that the antidote is nearby. The antidote is right nearby. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, so I thought, wow, that's so interesting. So where the problem is, or where the crisis might be, the answers are like right there, you know? But they say that if we don't think that there's answers, that we won't see them because the brain is like trained to see according to like what your preconceived notions are. Um, but I don't think that's all we can see. Like I think that um, but I think that many times that our brain does see, like according to our preconceived notions. So just by believing that, okay, there's a problem here, there's a solution here too. If there's a problem, the solution is right there. I thank you, God, that like there is a solution. My eyes are open to seeing it. That when I see it, I'll recognize it. Just kind of believing that as like a foundational thing. Like for example, it's just like I read an email one day and I swear to you, I read it completely wrong. Like I read into it something different than what it said because I had a preconceived notion of that person and maybe like a previous conversation we were having. And my brain read that email according to that conversation, according to a different context. It didn't have nothing to do with really. And the person responded and they were like, huh? Like, I don't understand. And then I went back and reread the email. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry about that. Like, I totally misread that. I interpreted that completely wrong. Because the brain is fast. Like, it wants to, I guess, wants to be affected. Like, boom. Uh, I guess it does. And that's why it does help to kind of like read things more than once. Even like a little simple email. It's like a one-line email. And my brain read it something else. So I'm like, in a way, that's kind of scary. But it's just like error. It shows you the error of being human. But it could be good to kind of like read something twice to kind of make sure that you're reading it correctly, reading it without preconceived notions or beliefs, like reading it afresh. Um, and another example is my son, he got a little cut. He got a cut on his finger. They were using the measuring tape. That stuff is kind of sharp on the edge. So he comes in the house and he's like, I got cut. And he has some blood. And I said, rinse your hand off so we can see where the cut is, because you couldn't really tell. So as he's rinsing his finger off, he starts hysterically screaming that he sees bone. He said, I saw bone. We need to go to the hospital right now. Right now. We need to go to urgent care. No, he didn't say urgent care. I was thinking urgent care in my mind because I was thinking, but anyways, I wasn't jumping to conclusions. But he was freaking out. He was like, I saw a bone. I saw a bone, and he's crying and crying and crying. And I thought, no. I was like, sit down, calm down, let me look at your finger. I want to look at it first. Let me also look at it, see what's going on. Long story short, I look at it. No, there's no bone there. There's no bone. It was just a cut, It was a cut. But he probably was already thinking something bad in crisis. Like he was thinking he had a bad cut on his finger, or maybe he had some fear of getting stitches. Something in his mind was at play to cause him to see that, oh my God, that why I saw something white, that means bone, 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 and then boom, start crying, freaking out. His mind saw something. So, yeah. So I looked, I said, no, there's no bone. Like, you're fine. You don't need stitches, you know? And, hugged him. He calmed down. But and we talked about it because it was like, that was interesting, right? Wasn't that interesting what your mind saw, what your brain saw, based off what you thought maybe was going to happen or something like that, you know? And you start freaking out, like it's real. But then when you really take a close look at it, it's not there, you know? So I think that in that part of our humanity, we need to be careful, right? With that's why they say, like, when you're in a crisis, the best thing to do is to try to remain calm. Because when you're heightened and elevated, you see things sometimes and you're like, you start freaking out. So it's best to just stay calm. But yeah, man, the way that our minds can play tricks on us, as they say. So that's just, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just something that just we work with, and we just kind of observe that, and like we find it interesting, like, wow. All right, guys, I think I'm done. But yeah, what I started off saying was, where there's a problem, there's a solution. Where there's a problem, there's a solution. It's right there. It's right there. We could just say that to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like with my car breaking down, it was like I didn't even say that to myself, but I found myself acting that way and seeing, oh wow, look at that truck. Oh, that guy's got a utility truck. Okay, I'm gonna ask him. Like. So, yeah. Anyways, have a great day, and best of luck to you. Best of luck to us, as we journey through this world. Much love.